morning everyone, Jacques with another honing video. Today we're going to hone up this razor. No, we're not going to hone up this razor. I quickly want to talk about celluloid rot, cell rot. You find it sometimes on translucent celluloid scales, red or orange, amber type scales. Not all of them do it. I have got a razor with scales like this. Definitely doesn't look like this. The plastic starts breaking down, releases nitric something. If it comes in, adds up with oxygen, it forms fundamentally nitrous oxide, and that is severe to steel, as you can see here. So when you buy razors like this for salvage as parts, keep them away from your other razors. This is still a good example. These things just disappear into nothing. Alright, the razor we're going to hone today is this Kropp 6/8, made and ground in Sheffield, England. It had a little bit of a frown at the heel and then a slightly pronounced belly. I corrected that already. I'll drop in photos of what it looked like, and I'll explain to you briefly how I went about that. So this thing is as blunt as hell because we fixed that on a diamond plate. So we're going to hone. This razor is fundamentally not just a bit of rusting. Some polishing it needs to get some of these patina marks away. But if you're going to hone it, there might be a little bit of extra hone wear on the spine. So with this one, I'm going to set the bevel with tape, and then we're going to hone it down, and then I'm going to finish the razor on a coticule without using tape. So as I work through this, I'll explain to you my rationale or why I do it this way. So let's just get the basics sorted. And with gloves, I put this on very, very bad. Either way, it's not going to have a big difference. You just need to make sure the tape is flat on the spine. Guys, this is done horrible because I've got gloves on, but this needs to be flat and flush. Let me quickly get rid of this. Okay. So I said the belly had a bit of a frown, so this is the coticule we're going to finish on, and here's the diamond plate we're going to use to set the bevel with this. So currently it's got a little smile in there. That's the way I've set it up. So we're going to hone this puppy that way. Tape on. A little bit of soapy water on the diamond plate. You guys can see what's going on here. Right. Making sure I'm not hitting the shoulder. I'm torquing the blade slightly into the stone, into the diamond plate. Doing a couple of full length strokes. You can already see some of the swarf coming off, and that the bevel slowly starting to form. During this process, you want to pay fine attention about where you are, what it looks like, so that you create a nice even and uniform bevel. So at this point in time, you'll see there's a piece of electrical tape that came off. So I use hone with electrical tape only when I do severe repairs like this. And I'll keep working the bevel until the tape has worn through, so that the bevel angle and the spine actually aligns, because there's no more tape in the way. I hope that makes sense. Let's wipe this down. Have a little look. So slowly the bevel's forming. You'll see here at the toe there's still a bit of a chipping there, and we're going to make sure we also get rid of that. The tape is slowly starting to wear away. And this is what the other side looks like. Make sure you don't hone on the shoulder. Make sure you hit the apex everywhere. You take a known flat surface, this side's flat as well, and you put the razor on here and you start trying to see if you can find a wobble on the 4-axis. That would give you indication if there's a lot of wear potentially in the blade. So this one has got nothing. Really happy with that. And it reflects in the way it cuts steel off the bevel. So I'm going to work this a bit more. Just had a, what's that, a micro light. A small little plane that flew overhead. So you can see the heel is coming along quite nicely, and we need to focus slightly more here on the toe. How do we know if it's sharp? When it starts taking hairs effortlessly. And this one is not. It's starting to take hairs, but not effortlessly. So we're gonna continue. I like lubricant or water or something. Even on a diamond plate you can use these things dry, but it just helps to lift the swarf and make things just easier. Okay, you will also see we're starting to hit the tape, and the bevel is nearly set. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take the tape off, and then I think I'm just going to switch to the coticule. This bevel is nearly set. We'll do the last bit of refinement on the coticule. So this bevel is, I would say, 80%, 85% set. So we're just going to clean that up on the cotty. So I'm going to move this away. The coticule is the top layer of Ladresante Vein 6. Okay, so before we get to the cotty, I want to explain something. If you put tape on the spine, and this is the bevel, it will slightly increase a bit because you're making the spine fatter. So the triangles angle changes. This bevel angle here changes, and it can by more than a degree depending on a side, depending on what tape you are using. So there wasn't a bevel, mine was round. I had tape on there, and then I started profiling it. But as I done that, the tape worn away. So fundamentally, the spine and the bevel angle is now at the right level. There's not tape in there because the tape I've shown you has worn away. So before we continue, let's quickly have a look at what the diamond plate has done to the edge, what it looks like. And then we can start honing on the coticule. Right, so this is right at the heel. So you'll see there's still bits of metal or burr or whatever you want to call it potentially on the edge. And this goes all the way to the heel. Ugly 320 diamond plate. So let's put that down. Right. This blade is a little bit loose, but I think it will make use. If it becomes a problem, I'll quickly tighten it. All right. With the coticule, I'm going to use water, and I first want to feel just knock off some of those burrs and ugly stuff, and just get a feel for the steel. Sheffield steel generally is a bit softer than the Solingen steels, and you will see already there's swarf coming off from this top layer La Dresante. So this one does auto slurry a little bit, but it's a nice, quick, smooth cutter. So maybe I'm not going to use slurry here. We might as we go along. I just quickly want to work the edge a little bit. I can already feel that roughness from the 325 is fundamentally already gone. If you remember at the video, we had a look at this edge. The heel was a little bit thinner, so you will see this cotty is really working that side of the heel quite nicely now, and I think it's similar to what we have for the rest of the edge. Let me clean this up. And we can start seeing what's going on there. Polish slowly starting to arrive there. That unevenness at the toe is fundamentally gone. Let's do this quickly again. Cheap ass Chinese microscope. You will see it looks like there's a bit of a double bevel, especially close to the heel. This thing is struggling this morning. Okay, you will see there, all over. Little bit of a double bevel, and that is because of the tape we've used. There's still a bit of remnants left of that, so the bevel isn't a flat plane yet. So I'm going to apply a bit more pressure, and we're just going to speed this up. A little bit of lubricant. I'm using quite a bit of pressure here. I don't know, 3 to 5 kilos, slightly edge biased into the coticule. And then really guys, for a finishing stone or all round stone, people say coticles cut slow. I really don't think so. We haven't even touched slurry. And this Ladresante is making, the top layer here is making quick work of this. I really love this stone. This was a good buy. Yet the heel, depending on how you look at it, might look like there's a little bit of a sharp point. But I'll sort that out once we've got the bevel nicely set. So let's continue with this. I'm going to start backing off the pressures now, maybe about 100-200 grams. And just refine this edge softly on the cotty. And then at some point in time we'll quickly do a tree topping test. This edge is really smooth. I want to switch to in-hand as well. You can just get a better feel. So tree topping everywhere nicely. The toe is going to require maybe a bit more work, but we've already got this razor without a lot of effort on a coticule tree topping. So I'm gonna quickly take a break here, and then we'll come back I'm not gonna put this razor on a whetstone. So we'll just wipe this down, and we'll be back shortly. Alright, we're going to continue where we left off. Coticule. So we are recording here. Bump the camera with my head. Okay, so there's still I'm going to call it a sharp point here right at the heel. I'm going to want to smooth that out, and then I want to work a little bit on the toe, and then I think we are done owning this razor. It's already tree topping, so let's first fix this. You will see the water is already coming over the edge. We said this thing is tree topping, so night tight finished bevel. So now it's just ensuring I polish what I need to as fine as I can, and then this razor will be shave ready after some stropping. So you can refine the way the stone cuts in your finishing. I've talked about that in some of my other videos around whetstones. Go and look them out. I'll put in a card or box or whatever they call it in there. Go and have a look at it. So glycerine in water helps change the surface tension when you hone. You can lighten up your pressure a lot. Water, you can put lather on the stones. If you've got a soap, shaving soap, put some lather on here. It makes a massive difference already if you've got a stone that is half decent, like most coticles. So these last bits of things I want to do in hand, and what I want to do is use a bit of a soapy water on this one. So the gentleman that sent me this razor to do is a very good, and I don't want to call it a Patreon because I haven't got something like that, but he is somebody that sends me a lot of work. He's also sent me some stones to test, and some and to keep. So I've got some Zulu greys I need to test. It's a South African stone. I've never used them, but we'll do a video about them to see what they are like. And I've also got a yellow lake, which is fundamentally slate, very hard. Let me quickly show you. This is the yellow lake. This side of the stone I finished 800. This side is coarser at 200, 220. But I'll show you guys these stones in another video. Here's the Zulu grey, one of them. But we'll do some sharpening. That comes with some same stones, Naguras, and we'll try them. Where's the razor? Let's quickly finish up here. You will hear the stone in the beginning, and I'll put in some reference to it. When we were working that rough DMT striations on the steel, you would have heard that crunchy grinding. Now it's a very smoother glass-like behavior on the stone. And this very thin film of water, wonder if you guys can see it, how it runs over the blade. Nicely undercutting. Very well refined edge. And these stones, if you spend time with them and just be patient, will reward you beautifully. Areas people generally neglect because of technique, partly, is the toe of the razor, but also the heel. So make sure those areas behave and cut exactly the same like the nice beefy center. This razor I would shave off now without even stropping it. I wouldn't go against the grain first pass. I would do a typical 3-grain pass, which would be with the grain, across the grain and against the grain, and you would be BBS, silky smooth, no irritation, and extremely happy. I'm not sure if this camera mic's gonna pick it up. Even on this glove, it's got a slight little ring. This razor is going to shave beautifully, people. Very beautifully. Know that already. Let's quickly do a tree topping here. Just effortlessly plinking them off. You barely feel contact on the skin. So coticles, very good stones. Thank you for watching. I'm going to clean this razor, give it a stropping, and then this will be my afternoon shave. I might quickly do a bit of polishing also. on the edge and the spine, and when I'm done I'll add in a video at the end to show what the razor looks like. But this crop, and like all other crops, never disappoint. Thank you for watching.